Hi, this is Carla P. Morales, writer and director for the Book of Nimrod dramatic series, and you are watching Lyrically Fit TV.
No, Mommy!
Take her!
Take this on the stop, man. Just take her.
Sure.
I gotta get something to my grandma.
Man, fuck with your grandma, dog. You don't want to take shit in the axe later.
Can I go home now?
Where's the lighter? Baby! Where's the lighter?
Fucker! Alright! I need something quick and easy a little girl can do.
Send it to me.
Eyes.
So this is Mighty Miss Rachel. We're here with Lyrically Fit TV. We have Miss Carla Morales. So this is a huge deal to have you. She's the director for the Book of Nimrod. You need to keep your eyes open. This is going to be a really big deal. You know, pilots all over YouTube right now. But you know, I want to thank you. You know, start off for your time. You're my first female interview, so this is a really big deal for me. But I would love to start with getting a little bit of background on you.
Well, I also am the writer. I write the episodes and things like that. But I've been writing since '98. Well, before that, but actually getting out there trying to do it on my own since '98. And I started out writing for the stage.
Okay.
I did stage plays starting in '98, and I always wanted to do film and television. I never thought I'd be the one directing or producing. I just thought I'd be writing the script and I'd hand it off to somebody else and they would do it. But I didn't realize that it wasn't going to work like that.
Yeah.
That if I didn't do it myself, it wasn't going to get done. So that was a wake-up call. So I started off producing my first play called Back to the Old Landmark. And you can also see a couple of clips of Back to the Old Landmark that we did in 2005 at Freedom Theater. And that's up on YouTube. You can see that as well. And I did another play called Welcome Home, Eddie. That one is a drama that deals with incest in a Puerto Rican family and how it, the ramifications of how a broken child becomes a broken adult. And the last play we did was called El Bandido, which is it's a prodigal son story. It's the prodigal son story, but it's told in modern day terms, and instead of feeding pigs, the prodigal son has to become a male exotic dancer.
Oh, right on.
To make money.
Cool,
So it's it's not for kids.
Yeah.
You have to be at least 18.
That's cool though. I like how you did that, shift in the story. That's really,
Yeah.
that's really interesting.
Yeah.
So I mean, you deal with pretty heavy subject matter. I mean, the Book of Nimrod, when you go on the YouTube highlights, it opens up with, this female drug addict who essentially hands her daughter over to the drug dealer for drugs. These storylines that you're giving us, these are real life situations, unfortunately.
Yes.
Where do you draw your inspiration from?
Well, born and raised in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Born and raised in Philadelphia. During the 80s, as you know, in Philadelphia was ravaged by drugs. Every family I knew had a drug addict in the family. Every family I knew. So I saw a lot of things. My brother struggled with it for a while. He's been clean for many years now.
Congratulations.
Thanks. But those years were very tumultuous. In our neighborhood, all of the young men, almost all of the young men his age, were, they were under the influence. So I saw a lot of things, and because so many families were touched, all kinds of stories. And just living in Philadelphia, you see it. You see so much.
Yeah.
I don't live up on the main line. I live right smack in the heart of Philadelphia, where I go back and forth from Southwest Philadelphia to North Philadelphia. And this is before all of the colleges began making their en route into the neighborhoods. This is when it was just straight hood all day, every day. So that's where I got a lot of my inspiration from. And I listen to people when they talk, and I have a way where people feel comfortable telling me their stories. And that opening scene, I can't tell you how many women have told me they were that little girl.
Yeah.
I was so surprised. These are professional women. You would never know. You think they had the best childhood or whatever. And they'll tell you, no, that was me. That little girl was me. So.
It's so sad to hear. I mean, what's the ultimate goal of the message that you're sending to the public?
Well, ultimately, let's say first and foremost, I'm a storyteller. I like to tell stories. I like to put out there what's really going on, my own spin on it. But I do like to bring to the forefront what's really going on in our communities. I did have one friend of mine who, when I was first doing the Book of Nimrod, he told me, he said, this is a person who, he has a lot of money, he's come from a lot of money, all his friends have a lot of money, he told me, he said, oh, nobody wants to see a story about a drug addict giving away her daughter and a drug dealer raising her. Nobody wants to see that. And I looked at him like, you have no idea what I am. You have no idea. People want to see realism. And I want the general public, the public that doesn't normally see this kind of thing. I want them to see what really goes on.
Yeah.
I don't want them to get, I don't want to necessarily get it from television or the news or whatever. I want them to get it from my storytelling. I want them to see what really goes on in the community. And I don't paint a pretty picture, but I do try to find little ways to kind of solve problems and things like that. I do show the community activists getting involved and things like that.
Have an episode where that's very clear where the...
Yeah, I mean, it is
I
coming.
don't want to blow it up too much, but you gotta watch.
Well, we do have, now that we have to reshoot so much now, where it has to be hour-long episodes, you're going to see more of the community involvement, more of the community leaders getting involved, and just see the battle that goes on between law enforcement, community leaders, drug dealers, the residents in the community, how they're either working together, working against each other. It's very complex.
Yeah, what was that like? Because I mean, you have the episodes on YouTube, they're all about, 6-7 minutes long. Building that into an hour-long episode, what kind of challenges have you faced in that?
Well, a lot of challenges. Mostly, I would say the biggest challenge just has been doubting myself. Just wondering if I can expand the story and keep it interesting.
Yeah.
That's been my main challenge. So far, the feedback I've been getting from, the crew and what have you, because they're my biggest critics.
Yeah.
And that's okay with me. They've been telling me that it's very gripping still. And that's what I want. I want them to be gripped right away, and I want them to be drawn down into this world and just get lost in it.
Yeah. Now, what was that like when you found out that, you were getting this budget to go through with production? Because that's...
I wish we were getting a budget to go through it. No budget, but we have a potential. There are lookers, there are people, there are industry people that are looking and that are very interested in the story, but they needed more than a couple of minutes of episode.
Yeah.
They needed to see a full-length season or something like that, or a pilot season, to see if it can be expanded into something larger that can go into a second season, a third season, or whatever. So they said, go ahead and do it. And I said, can you give us a budget? They said, no. I said, okay, so we're just doing like we always do.
That's awesome, though. That's really cool what you're able to accomplish. Just,
Well, the only reason why we're able to accomplish it is because we have a dedicated team. And I always speak in terms of team, we, ours, us, because that's what it takes to get it done. I've gathered resources from all different areas, people who have jumped on board to help as far as scouting out locations, scaring up actors, to play extras or background, production crew, things like that have come forward to help. They want to be a part of it, and that's the only way we're getting it done.
Because it's such a labor of love, do you feel like that really shines through in the final product?
It really does, because whether they're getting paid or not, it's their work. Their name is on that work, and they want it to shine.
Yeah.
And they're doing some excellent work, believe me, as everyone will say.
Yeah.
Some excellent
No,
work.
we're definitely so excited. I mentioned to you in private, I made the mistake of watching the first episode on YouTube at work. Don't do it at work, folks, because I couldn't stop. It really is a gripping story. And
That's what everybody tells me. It's like I watched the first one, and I wanted to watch it all 9, like in one sitting. So, well, I'm glad. That's
I may
what
or may
I want.
not have watched it again later on, but I've been showing friends. The response has been absolutely outrageous.
Really?
So we really are excited, to see what you're
excited
able
now.
to bring to the table. Yeah, it's huge. Another big thing that I want to touch on, like I mentioned before, I've done a number of interviews. You're my first interview with a female. It's like you're a triple threat because you're motivated, you're intelligent, and you're stunning, and you've accomplished so much. What role do you feel like you play? Because women like you are so few and far between in the entertainment industry.
That is really true. That has been one of my biggest challenges. You figure arts and entertainment would be so welcoming to women, No. It is male dominated.
Yeah.
I got my first wake-up call with that. Now, as I told you, I used to do the stage plays. It's not like I've stopped, I just haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
Years ago, it was a play coming to Philadelphia, produced by Jacarius Johnson. I think it was called Whatever She Wants. I think Vivica Fox was in it. Don't quote me on the title of the play. But it was coming to the Miriam. And Miriam, you know, in Philly is a big arena to see shows. And I got a phone call on my cell phone. I don't know how this person got my cell phone number. I was at the salon getting my hair done at the time, and I got a phone call from a journalist for the Inquirer. And it was a woman, and she tracked me down, and she did her homework before she called me, and she said, I've noticed all these plays are produced by men about women.
Yeah.
She said, where are the female playwrights writing their own stories? And that's when a light bulb went off on my head. I never thought about it before. I thought I just wasn't good enough. I thought all kinds of things. I never thought that there was a kind of a unequal balance going on there. And I began to notice things. When she said that, it opened my eyes.
Yeah.
I saw where men who were writing plays would get the support from everyone, where if a woman was writing a play, I didn't see the same kind of support. And sometimes the woman's play was far better.
Yeah.
It was a far superior play, but they didn't get the support. So I said, wow, that's amazing. And then when I was producing stage plays, I got some of my biggest challenges from men in productions. Usually they were a little bit older than me, but they would dig their heels in at times, question my judgment, all kinds of things like that. And then it got worse once if there was something going on and our backs were up against the wall.
Yeah.
And something had to be done quick, and I made a judgment call. They questioned my judgment. And sometimes they would decide, oh, well, I'm not going to do thus and so. But this is what you signed on for. But I know if I was a man, it would be a whole different story.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was really, really, it was hard. And you have to constantly prove yourself.
Yeah.
And I find that you do have to be tough. And you have to make the kind of decisions that make you feel uncomfortable. But it has to be done for them to take you seriously. And what makes them take you more serious than anything else is that you don't ever quit.
Yeah.
That's what I found. So at first, they didn't pay me any attention. Then as years went on, I was a laughing stock a little bit in Philadelphia. Because, oh, she's still doing that stuff. Then they stopped laughing and started watching. And now it's at a point where they're starting to want to work with me.
Yeah.
So they're taking me more serious. So, but it's tough for women.
That's it. It's incredibly inspirational, you know, to hear that, because you've really, you know, managed to set yourself apart in this industry. Is there any particular reason, you know, why you think that is, especially, you know, in more like urban hip-hop oriented culture, you know, why women don't seem to get that support and why we have to work so hard?
I think it's the same in the hip-hop world as the rest of the world. Women are basically considered second-class citizens, and your judgment is questioned. They don't think you know what you're doing. They don't think you're as smart. They don't think you're as resourceful. They don't think that you can, you know, cut those fine lines and things like that. But research has already shown women make your best managers. They're the best managers because we think with both sides of our brains.
Yeah.
They think we only think with one side. We know how to communicate through both sides of our brains. Men tend to one side here, okay, shut that down, now work on this side.
Yeah.
We can do both at the same time. So that makes us excellent CEOs or excellent managers. Look, a woman runs a household. I had 4 children and stair step and a husband. And I ran that house like a well-oiled machine. You have to be a good manager to do that. They think running a household is easy. That's one of the hardest jobs you're ever going to do. To run a household.
True.
And have a husband too? Oh my gosh. So that's hard work. And I think they don't look at that kind of work as being meaningful. But it's work. But I think that's the reason why, because they just think of women as second-class citizens, and we just don't have it.
So you have a lot of big things going on, even as far as promotion. I just saw that you're going to be co-hosting. We have an airplay dedicated, to the Book of Nimrod, and that's going to be July 11th. How does that feel being a part of that and being able to tie, because it's definitely more of an urban story, but to be able to tie that into, practical application for.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited about it because I'm going to get to hear music that could possibly make the soundtrack. Because to make a good dramatic series, music is part of it.
Course.
So I'm looking forward to that. But I'm excited. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous. I'm always nervous just before because it feels the same way when I'm getting ready to produce a stage play.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of jitters. So it's the same thing.
That's really
But I'm looking forward to it.
And then, is there anything in, particular that you guys are still looking for as far as production, from the community? You said you're working on the soundtrack, I guess.
We're definitely looking for all kinds of music. It's not just hip hop or rap. We're looking for everything. I'm talking rock, gospel, folk, whatever you got. That's what we're looking for. As long as it's good, as long as it's real engaging music. We're not going to play the whole song, of course, but we're looking for music. We're looking for locations. We need all sorts of locations, from houses to offices to alley. We're looking for everything. And we're also still looking for actors. We're always looking for actors, particularly extras.
Yeah. I mean, we'll definitely get, that contact information.
Yes.
Definitely
our Latino brothers and
inquiries.
sisters.
Yeah.
For a lot of them.
Cool. Excellent. That's very
Yes.
good to know. It really has been a pleasure. I really appreciate your time. Is there anything else you want to add? Shout out to anybody before we wrap it up?
I want to shout out to my team.
Yeah.
I'm going to shout out to my team who has been very patient. They've been making a lot of sacrifices. I really appreciate it. I value you more than you realize. And I give a shout out to my family who's been very supportive. Even though in the beginning they thought it was a little crazy.
Yeah.
But they've been very supportive. So those are the ones I want to give a shout out to.
Awesome. Right on. Well, again, thank you sincerely for your time. You guys, you have to check out at least some of the pilot series. We're going to keep you updated as this unfolds, because it's a really beautiful thing they're doing.
Oh, we also have a Facebook page.
Oh, excellent.
Yes,
So we will-
the Book of Nimrod Facebook page. Please give us a like. Click that like button. Sometimes they like the pictures,
and then they
get to
don't
like the
actually
page.
like the page. We're going to have a link below this video for you directly to the Facebook page. So that way we can keep you updated. You guys should do Twitter.
Actually, yeah,
Do you
you're
have
right.
Twitter? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
So-
good idea.
Cool, right on. But again, thank you so much for your time. She's a goddess. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Granny. Granny. Oh, Granny. That's your medicine.
Thank you, baby.
No problem. There you go. Alright, I'm gonna give you some orange juice, alright?
Thank you.
You're welcome. There you go. Well, I got you, Granny. Yo, you know who this is. It's me. Yeah, I'm still down. Just meet me by the abandoned building. Alright, you know which one it is, right? Alright. Yeah, just be on time, alright? Alright.
Ready?
Alright, I gotta go to work now, but I love you, alright?
Thank you, babe.
Yeah. Oh, damn, wait. Yo, chill for a sec. Chill, hold up. Alright, let me get myself together, alright? Alright. Shit, damn, man. Shit. Damn, fuck, nigga. Shit. Yo,
My money, man.
fuck, damn. Shit. Damn.
Philly shit. Damn, I swear I love it. Yeah. Guns out in public. Yeah. Bodies everywhere, and I don't think too much of it. Woo. Philly on the map. Damn, I swear we buzzing. Family everywhere, and I've been rolling with my cousin. Boricua till I die. Red, blue, and that white. Rest in peace to Big Pun. I wish you was alive. We turned up tonight. I'm about to go in. I love my city. Watching over Philly like I'm Will Penn.